Franklin and the Aggies get this week off before hosting BYU in the final home game of the season next Saturday. Coming up, we shift gears and talk basketball. Both the men's and women's teams at New Mexico State got the regular season fired up this week. After a timeout, we head over to the Pan American Center to visit women's head coach Mark Track. We'll find out how he thought his team played in the season opener with Loyola Marymount, and we'll find out what he expects out of his team this season. That's coming up next on New Mexico State Sports Weekly. New Mexico State Sports Weekly continues. We're obviously at the Pan American Center, not in the studio. We're joined now by women's basketball head coach Mark Track. And Coach, first of all, opening night on Monday, could not have asked for a more exciting opener, a 77-76 win over Loyola Marymount in overtime. Tell us about it. What did you think?
You know, I thought the kids played great. We were down 9 in the second half. We were down 4, I think, in the overtime. Kids never gave up. They kept on grinding. And we told them before the season, there's going to be 3 or 4 or 5 games like this that, you know, you're just going to have to grind. You're just going to have to find a way to win. Last year, we came up short a few times. And I think, you know, the basketball fate or the basketball gods still owe us about 4 or 5 more of these close games based on last year. But the kids came through. I mean, Kelsey Rosendale was big time of her shooting. Defensively, Camila Rose and Alex Cowling for LMU is the best player in the West Coast Conference, probably a WNBA draft pick, and Camila Rosen did a heck of a job on her. And Denisha, what can you say? You know, she's our Russell Westbrook, man. She's either gonna do something great or she's gonna do something which you just gotta shake your head. So she had a great game and a big shot to tie it and send it in overtime.
You mentioned the nature of some of those tough losses last season.
Mm-hmm.
How great is this, though, for you as a coach to win a game in overtime where the players have to gut it out, one of them go their way, but you still see things that you can work on and improve?
Yeah, you know, so we had 28 turnovers. So with the guards that we have, we shouldn't turn the ball over 28 times. We scored 70 whatever points to turn the ball over 28 times. So we got to stop that. When we did execute our plays and our offenses, we got wide open shots. We didn't handle pressure well sometimes, you know, and I felt they've got a lot of points off turnovers. We've got to stop all that. But on the good side, I don't think last year we got one easy basket. Everything was hard. You had to walk the ball down, pass the ball around 20 times, and you know, here we got some layups, we got some fast breaks, we got some steals. So I think getting easy baskets is going to be good for us. And then the second half, I felt our defense was much better than the first half. First half, their posts, I thought we're going to score 30 points each. And the second half, we defended really. We're undersized, but we got to play hard and we got to defend. So good game, a lot to work on, and it's good now that we're playing at Santa Barbara and at New Mexico. It's good to get this one in the win column.
Is this going to be the team's comfort zone to score in the 70s? Where would you like to see your team play most of the time?
70 to 80. We have, with the firepower we have, we don't turn it over. We got to be 70, 80 every night. And then we got to defend. Last year we had, I think, the best defensive team in the conference. We allowed 62 points a game. We only scored 51. But you know, we also milked the clock. We're going to shoot quicker, so there's going to be more possession, so the other team's going to score more. But we still got to hold them under 40% shooting, which we didn't do tonight. I think they shot 40%, 42%, something like that.
Let's get to know your roster a little bit. 6 returners, 7 newcomers. Tell us a little bit about the makeup of your roster this year.
Well, the returners are, you know, Stephanie Gilbreth is 23 years old. She's a 6-year senior, and she played like one. She gives us leadership. She makes big shots. You know, she's McDonald All-American, 11th ranked player in the country coming out of high school, out of Katy High School in Texas, Houston, Texas. Kelsey Rosendale, I mean, you saw what she can do tonight. Camila Rosen, you know, great senior. We get great role play out of Chrissy Fletcher and Malia Magazzini, you know, and the young kids, you know, Denisha, you saw what Denisha can do, as Sasha can do, you know, Abby's really going to help us. Abby's a great shooter once she understands the game, and Shay's a beast, you know, once she understands the game, she'll get more and more time. So, you know, and Elena Holguin is a good player too, that we got to find out because she can really shoot the ball. So I'm happy with our mixture of youth and experience right now. I think there's a good balance, and I think there's a lot of room for improvement. We're going to be a different team a month or 2 months from now, but we just got to keep heading in the right direction.
I know because it is such a young team with 7 newcomers on the roster, this is probably a tough question to answer, but I'll ask anyway. What is the ceiling of this team? I mean, there's a lot of room for potential and a lot of room for growth with this group. Where do you see the maximum capabilities of this group?
You know, it's so hard to tell. I mean, hopefully it's by the end of the year we're going to we can make a run in the tournament. And in the WAC tournament, but it's hard because a season has its ebbs and flows, and unless you have overwhelming talent, there's always ebbs and flows, and you got you're down, you're up. You know, it's kind of like this. I think the key is just kind of stay like this, stay in the steady ascension, and that's what we preach. You know, just get better every game, and we preach it. If you lose, You know, make sure that the other team's better. You give 100%, leave everything on the floor, and the score says you lose by 1, 10, 20, or 100, that's the best you can do. So it's effort. We don't like to coach effort. If we're not coaching effort and they lose and then they give 100%, we have no problem with that as coaches.
Coach, thanks so much. Look forward to talking to you more as the season rolls on.
All right, thank you.
Said Coach Mark Track of the New Mexico State women's basketball team. Coming up, we'll shift gears. We'll take a look at the men's program when we go all access with Marvin Menzies and the men's team. You're watching New Mexico State Sports Weekly.